You see, the world doesn't break you all at once. It doesn't hit you with a bat and call it a day. No, it's more elegant than that, more cruel. It tears you down little by little. It shows you glimpses of hope, then drags you by the throat into the dirt just when you start believing again. That's how it always works. You're standing there like a fool, wondering why people changed, why the ones you would have burned the world for lit the match under your feet. Because people don't really change. They just reveal themselves when your usefulness runs dry. That's the truth they never taught you growing up. That this game isn't played fair. That loyalty doesn't matter in a world that worships gain. You gave them your all. And what did you get back? Silence, distance, that cold shoulder you never earned. And now you're sitting there, soaked in your own loyalty, like it was a weakness instead of a weapon. Tables always turn. They do. This world, it forgets fast, but it regrets even faster. They'll remember you not by your love, but by your silence, your disappearance, the calm before the storm they never saw coming. Because when the tables turn, and they will, it won't be your hands that are shaking. It'll be theirs. They'll look back and realize they played with someone who would have gone through hell barefoot just to see them smile. And they replaced that with someone who couldn't even spell loyalty. Funny, isn't it? How they always realize too late. But your job? It's not to wait for them. Not to beg. Not to scream into the void, hoping they wake up. No. Your job now is to build in silence. Become the ghost they can't touch, but will never forget. Because nothing haunts like the person who could have destroyed them, but chose to walk away. I know you want to explode. You want to show them the monster they made. But trust me, real monsters don't roar. They wait. They observe. They learn. And when it's time, they don't show teeth. They leave bite marks in history. So let them laugh now. Let them call you soft, weak, too emotional. Let them mock your silence like they understand it. Because soon, that silence will become their echo chamber. Every time they close their eyes, they'll see the version of you they discarded. But not the broken one, no, the one who rose from ashes they left behind. And that's when they'll choke on the very arrogance they used to walk away from you. Your absence will be the loudest scream they ever hear. That's how you win this. That's how the tables turn. Not with rage, but with reinvention. You think you're alone? Be alone. Learn what solitude tastes like. It's bitter at first, but soon it becomes power. No noise, no fake smiles, no betrayal. Just you, your demons, and the fire they sparked. Burn with it. Train with it. Build your empire brick by painful brick. Because when you rise, and you will, they'll all act surprised. They'll say you changed, that you became heartless. But what they won't say is that they watched you drown and did nothing. That they held the matches while you begged for light. When your time comes, let your success be your vengeance. Let your silence be your justice. And let your glow blind the very ones who left you in the dark. The tables always turn, my friend. The only question is, Will you be ready when they do? You want them to understand your pain? Forget it. People don't understand pain until it's their turn to bleed. You begged for understanding, for honesty, for just one damn moment where someone looked at you and said, I see you. But all you got was eyes that stared through you, words that twisted your loyalty into guilt, and silence when you needed the loudest comfort. That's the part they'll never tell you, how the kindest souls get punished first. You were too soft for this world, too real, too honest. You showed up when it wasn't convenient. You stayed when others fled. You carried weight that wasn't yours, all because your heart couldn't handle the idea of someone else suffering. And in return, you got overlooked. You got thrown into the same pile as the fakes and the users. That's the curse of having a pure heart. It gets mistaken for weakness and then trampled by the very feet you would have cleaned wounds for. They never see coming. The ones they buried don't die. They evolve. So you sit there in silence, carrying a war in your chest, while the world spins like nothing happened. But there's a beauty in that pain, because it's birthing a version of you they never expected to meet. Every tear, every sleepless night, every time you bit your tongue instead of screaming back, that's training, that's evolution in disguise. The pain didn't come to ruin you. It came to refine you. And when it's done, you won't need revenge. You'll become it. You'll walk into rooms, and their smiles will fade. Not because you said a word, but because your silence now screams, I'm not the one you left. I'm the one who learned. And that version of you, that's the one they'll regret. That's the version they'll chase in others but never find. Because you're not recreatable. You were real in a sea of masks. That's why they couldn't handle you. You didn't fit their comfort zones. You were too deep for their shallow games. They didn't just hurt you by accident. They knew what they were doing. They felt the shift. They saw you pull away, and they let you. They watched you question yourself, drown in doubt, and they chose silence. That's not love. That's convenience. And you're not here to be anyone's maybe. So stop waiting for closure from people who benefited from your confusion. You owe them nothing. Not a text. Not an explanation. Not a single piece of the piece you had to rebuild from the ground up. You are your own redemption. You are your own miracle. But only if you stop trying to get back what already tried to break you. You can't fix people who choose to see your worth only after they've destroyed it. You can't pour into hands that never learned how to hold you right. And you damn sure can't keep bleeding for people who watch you suffer and call it growth. No more apologies for outgrowing your past. No more guilt for being the one who gave too much. No more chasing. No more begging to be seen. From now on, you walk, head high, soul intact. And if they ever wonder what happened to you, let them. Let them replay every moment they chose to misunderstand you. Let them feel the void you left like a winter that doesn't end. You gave them warmth. They answered with frost. So now, be the storm, not for them, for you. Because if you don't rise now, you'll spend the rest of your life shrinking to fit inside places you've already outgrown. And I swear, nothing is more painful than playing small just to keep the peace, with people who never give a damn about your war. You were born to disrupt, to awaken, to make the liars uncomfortable and the fakes shake. Own that. The tables are turning, and this time, you're not sitting down.